I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation, there is sure to be failure. Without feelings of respect, what is there to distinguish men from beasts? To see what is right and not to do it is want of courage, or of principle. He who learns but does not think, is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. The superior man understands what is right, the inferior man understands what will sell. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. We should feel sorrow, but not sink under its oppression. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Never give a sword to a man who can't dance. If you think in terms of a year, plant a seed. If in terms of 10 years, plant trees. If in terms of 100 years, teach the people. Never contract friendship with a man that is not better than thyself. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. If we don't know life, how can we know death? The more man meditates upon good thoughts, the better will be his world and the world at large. The cautious seldom err. Wisdom, compassion, and courage are the three universally recognized moral qualities of men. They must often change, who would be constant in happiness or wisdom. He who exercises government by means of his virtue may be compared to the North Polar Star, which keeps its place and all the stars turn towards it. Go before the people with your example, and be laborious in their affairs. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. To know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge. It is easy to hate and it is difficult to love. This is how the whole scheme of things works. All good things are difficult to achieve, and bad things are very easy to get. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. If I am walking with two other men, each of them will serve as my teacher. I will pick out the good points of the one and imitate them, and the bad points of the other and correct them in myself. Study the past, if you would divine the future. Old age, believe me, is a good and pleasant thing. It is true you are gently shouldered off the stage, but then you are given such a comfortable front stall as spectator. A youth, when at home, should be filial and, abroad, respectful to his elders. He should be earnest and truthful. He should overflow in love to all and cultivate the friendship of the good. When he has time and opportunity, after the performance of these things, he should employ them in polite studies. Heaven means to be one with God. An oppressive government is more to be feared than a tiger. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. I am not one who was born in the possession of knowledge, I am one who is fond of antiquity, and earnest in seeking it there. By three methods we may learn wisdom: first, by reflection, which is noblest; second, by imitation, which is easiest; and third, by experience, which is the bitterest. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. When you know a thing, to hold that you know it, and when you do not know a thing, to allow that you do not know it, this is knowledge. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. In a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of. Humility is the solid foundation of all virtues. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. If you look into your own heart, and you find nothing wrong there, what is there to worry about? What is there to fear? The superior man acts before he speaks, and afterwards speaks according to his action. To see the right and not to do it is cowardice. A gentleman would be ashamed should his deeds not match his words. To see and listen to the wicked is already the beginning of wickedness. Death and life have their determined appointments, riches and honors depend upon heaven. You cannot open a book without learning something.